In this video, we'd like to start off by thanking those who have subscribed to our channel, those who have been watching, and the comments that you are leaving. We appreciate them. And yeah, today we are going to talk about leaving your country and going to live abroad, particularly in Europe.
The dream that was, the excitement, the expectations that we have before we make that journey to come here. Yeah. I remember I had friends and relatives who had come to the UK before I did, and every time they came on holiday, wow, we spent time with them, and they told you the stories, and they told you how they are paid an hourly rate. Yes. And they're talking to you, and you're thinking, my goodness, I've spent months and years without getting that job. It would be fantastic if I went to this place.
It's not even just the hourly rate they tell you about, because sometimes they don't really tell you everything.
That's right.
But you know, when they come home, it's very hot, right?
Yeah.
And then they have these bottles of water.
Cold
they
water.
They all carry bottles of
cold water that is very expensive. Yes. And luxurious. Yes. To walk around with.
Yes.
And so for them, and when they
water, luxurious.
Yeah, and when they drink it, they don't finish it as well. Yes. They leave it halfway.
Because it gets hot.
Yeah, and then ask for another bottle. Oh my goodness.
And then you think,
yeah,
I am going to go abroad.
That's right.
I am going to mint money.
Exactly. And therefore, the dream then becomes, if I ever got the opportunity to make it to this land flowing with milk and honey, if they gave me just 6 months or to a year maximum, I'll just go, work day and night, make my money, come back here to my country and build the biggest house ever.
Yes, and you know, when you hear that they are making about £350 a week,
that's right.
You're thinking, in a month,
yeah,
in only 2 weeks you make 700.
That's right. Correct, yeah.
In a month you make 1,400.
Exactly.
Wow.
Wow.
What a lot of money.
Yeah. So you start
350 is like 1.5 million
around that in Uganda. Yeah. So you're thinking, you know what, if I paid my rent maybe £50 and I ate some food,
surely food can't be more than 200.
No, it can't. So out of the 350 a week, I would spend maximum, if I'm extravagant, £100. So I'm still saving £250
a week.
So by the end of the month, I'll have £1,000. Yeah. So if I saved £1,000 every month,
right,
6 months, that's £6,000. That's a good deal.
Yes. After 6 months, you can even go back home.
Exactly.
And build your house.
So no one tells you about the council tax. No one tells you about the rent. No one tells you about the TV license. No one tells you about what other bill do we the phone bills.
No.
Okay.
And then at least the phone is a luxury, right? So you can cut that down.
Yeah.
But you know, when those council tax letters start to drop, sometimes you even ignore them.
That's right.
You don't really know. Have you seen the language in those council tax letters?
No one understands that language.
You don't really understand. Before you know it, you have red letters coming through the door.
And this time it's not through the council, it's through the bailiffs.
And then there is the challenge, and I don't even think this is funny, of migrants who come here, say, as asylum seekers. And if you're an asylum seeker and you're maybe through the support, the asylum seeker support, you're put in maybe accommodation. It's not even going to what type of accommodation you get into. So it's not as though you're living a luxury.
Yeah.
But if you get into the accommodation, they pay the rent, so you're not paying rent.
So all those bills are catered for, kind of.
9 years later, 16 years later, you get the paperwork. And then you're allowed to work. But you don't really know how council tax works.
That's right, yeah.
It's not exactly explained to you properly.
Yeah. So but even if it wasn't an asylum seeker, in most cases, for you to recover from all this change, it takes a long time. It takes a very long time. So you who came in with this big dream and excitement, you're hit with all these these challenges and bills, and worse still, you get to a point where you now want to get into employment.
Yes.
And they're telling you, you need to speak English. And you're like, but I'm speaking English. And they're like, you need to go back.
Yes, you need to do a test.
You need to do a test.
Even if you come from an English-speaking country.
Exactly. So that then hits you. And then before you know it, probably you go to college, get your certificate, and then you go back to the labor market to get that job again. And they're like, no, you need the experience. And for you to get the experience, now you have to volunteer. And so you go back and probably get a volunteering opportunity. And even while you get that, you're still not valued. You're still not recognized. You're still challenged. So by the time you go through all these hurdles,
you've given up.
That dream is gone.
Is no more.
It's gone.
And then you discover you are black.
That's right. Yeah.
And so every time you try to apply for a job, you get nothing.
Exactly.
And if you go to a job, suddenly you have the perceptions, you have the racism. Now you have your mindset to deal with, and you have the structures and the systems and the processes and all the other issues that come with it. I think really as a race, as a people, as a society, we need to start considering how we treat the other.
That's correct.
How we treat the people we perceive as other.
How we value those that are coming into our communities. Because when we don't value them, there is we are missing the potential that they bring.
Actually, I'm just thinking now, Uganda is now considered to be one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world, actually. But imagine somebody coming as an entrepreneur and getting here and not being accepted and not being able to use those skills, or anybody coming with their skills. I think we need to understand the value of diversity. Although we know it, it's on paper.
That's right.
We need to understand
it. So we need to move it off the paper into action.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching. I hope today that you've got some nuggets out of that. I hope that we start valuing diversity. I hope that in our communities we start to realize the challenges that people face when we treat them as the other. And yet we are all the same race.
That's right.
And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, share, and if you think there is anybody that might learn from the concepts that we're talking about, and even more importantly, we want to hear from you. Comment. Thank you very much.